Ready to record. Okay. My name is Anthony Morales, and I'm speaking on behalf of Eliseo Ilarraza. First, I would like to say that I appreciate Mr. Earl Blumenauer and the House of Judiciary, and I thank all that are present for taking the time to hear these important words that are of great concern to me for quite some time. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Eliseo Ilarraza from Brooklyn, New York. I'm a social worker from the National Association of Social Workers, and I firmly support the HRES 499 condemning of the Trump administration's systemic inhumane treatment of migrants, particularly children at the southern border. Separation and deportation have detrimental mental and physical health complications for immigrant families. This brief detail about mental health, for example, stress and trauma and physical health effects, policies focus on immigrants and immigration. And I vigorously recommend dismantling systems harmful to immigrant families. For example, the zero tolerance, the proposed public charge rule, and I recommend initiation of policies to bolster health and well-being among immigrant families. There's public outrage because I and the NASW and the public who signed this document decrease scrutiny of this administration's immigration policies. It is just and righteous to grant all individuals fundamental individual rights, regardless of their race, color, creed, or sexual orientation. We, the NASW, and the widespread outcry of the American people are asking for healthier treatment of those detained. There is enough evidence that migrant groups become separated and lack medical, psychological, and social care and these are typically minors. My name is Anthony Morales, and I'm speaking on behalf of Eliseo Ilarraza. First, I would like to express my appreciation for Mr. Earl Blumenauer and the House of Judiciary. And I would like to thank all that are present for taking the time to hear these important words that are of great concern for me for quite some time. I will start by introducing myself. My name is Eliseo Ilarraza from Brooklyn, New York. I'm a social worker from the National Association of Social Workers, and I firmly support the HRES 499 condemning of the Trump administration's systemic inhumane treatment of migrants, particularly children at the southern border. There are many reasons we are against this zero tolerance, but I express to you some of my concerns here. The immigration policies related to family separation and deportation have detrimental mental and physical health complications for immigrant families. This brief detail about mental health, for example, stress and trauma and physical health effects, it affects policies focused on immigrants and immigration. I would vigorously recommend dismantling systems harmful to immigrant families. For example, zero tolerance policies and the proposed public charge rule, and I recommend initiation of policies to bolster health and well-being among immigrant families. There is a public outrage because I, the NASW, and the public who signed this document that I have in my hand right here, decree scrutiny of this administration's immigration policies. It's just and fair to grant all individuals fundamental individual rights, regardless of their race, color, creed, or sexual orientation. And the widespread outcry of the American people are asking for healthier treatment for those detained. There is enough evidence that migrant groups become separated and lack medical, psychological, and social care. These are typically minors, and this maltreatment can last throughout their lifetime. The optimistic perspective of the National Association of Social Workers emphasizes the long-standing commercial and national security, debates the trajectory of migration management. The NASW shows a positive fiscal effect of immigrants to add to the recession by paying taxes, investment in businesses, and reinvigorating the labor supply of the promptly aging U.S. native-born population. Immigrants are industrious, humble, and loyal to their employers. Higher proficient and more qualified immigrants offer more significant financial gains from entrepreneurship and creativity. The low or less skilled immigrants gain commitment to implement, and they are resilient in carrying out their duties. Last, I reiterate the desire to aid the demand for more fair and humane treatment. There needs to be a consideration of the many human lives tortured. It is understandable to imprison those who show up with malicious intent, but those who try to better themselves should not be. Thank you for this freedom to share with you all. I'll take some questions for those who have any.
I consider thousands of Americans die each year protecting our great country because of the Democrats' refusal to secure our borders. President Trump stated in 2018 that illegal immigrants killed 63,000 Americans since the tragic attacks that occurred on September 11, 2001, which works out about 3,700 a year. Our purpose and first priority is to secure the American people. What would you say to those families who had loved ones die on 9/11?
That's a very good question. I understand that there are foreign criminals who seek to terrorize the American people, and those people should be in jail. They should be in prison. But I'm not speaking about criminals. I'm speaking about everyday people who are just here to work for a better future for themselves and their families. Should they be included also?
There needs to be an understanding. What the president is doing is to protect the American people from being murdered brutally. Why can't people who want to come into America do so legally? Go through the immigration process and come lawfully.
I understand that there are foreign criminals. The migrants should come to our country legitimately, and we should secure our American borders. I understand that. However, where we are now, there are many who work and are not terrorists and should not be mistreated and tortured. They should receive humane care. Many get abused, and this can be detrimental throughout their lifespan. I will be here longer for anyone who has any questions about this. Again, I sincerely appreciate all of you for this opportunity and your time. Thank you all.